Well, good morning and welcome to Cityline. It is a pleasure and a privilege to be in your home on our first show of the new year. So happy new year to you and your families. We have a great hour ahead of us. I think on the wide shot, you might have seen a little craft table. It looks like Martha Stewart came into our studio and left some things behind. We're going to talk about the crafts in our last segment, which is Toolbox Laboratories, so you don't want to miss that. Youth Marine Foundation is here. Tom and Monique are here to talk about what they are up to and how you can get your child involved in their good trouble. Raising Girls is here. Sharon and Lisa will be here to talk about what they are up to in the new year and how you can help. And with me now are two amazing individuals. They are here to talk about the Martin Luther King Jr. celebration for the city of Tacoma. Please join me in welcoming Jessica Johnson. You are the chair of the City Events and Recognition Committee. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Amanda. It's good to be back.
Good to see you again on the comfy couch.
Yes.
We were talking before we went live, and I see you at every event that I fundraise, and I love it because you just have your finger on everything. So thank you for always saying yes.
Thank you. I love our community.
It shows. It
yeah.
shows. You brought with you this handsome man over here, Mr. Alex Domine. You are the vice chair of the City Events and Recognition Committee. Welcome to Cityline.
Thank you.
It's great to have you here.
Happy to be here.
All right, so before we know it, Martin Luther King Jr. celebration is here.
Yeah.
Jessica, tell us, what can you tell us about this year's event? First off, the theme, what to expect, anything new?
Yeah. So the theme this year is "And We Rise," and still we rise.
I love that.
It is. So we had a few very important and deep, meaningful conversations with Mayor Woodards and our CIRC committee members about what the theme should be. Last year it was hope and healing, which we clearly needed. And we're still not quite there yet.
No, we're
so
not.
we didn't want to paint this pretty picture of we've made it, because we still have a lot of work to do. So we all, decided that this was a really strong theme, and still we rise, because we are making progress and we do have such a beautiful community, and together we can rise.
I love that you are so transparent because, we are struggling as a society right now. We're struggling nationally. We're struggling in our city. We have a lot of issues. Our city council and our mayor and our city manager are very busy working on these issues, but we're not done yet. So thank you for standing in the truth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's talk about anything new this year, because that's always, we kind of look at that and go, last year was amazing. They can't ever outdo themselves. And yet every year, this committee outdoes themselves.
Yeah, well, we're hoping to. So, we are taking a little bit of the hybrid model that we did during COVID when we couldn't do in person. So this is our first in-person MLK celebration in 2 years, I believe. Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, so it's very exciting. So we will have some fun videos. We have some folks from the community that are going to be doing some pre-recorded just kind of talks and speeches about how they feel about "And We Still Are Rising" and Tacoma and Martin Luther King, and it'll be lovely. So I think that the in-person and the filming portions and segments will be a really fun, interesting mix.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Alex, now that we are in person, yay!
No,
Is there a hybrid option there for someone to zoom in?
Yeah, so
Or YouTube?
yeah, so it will be on Martin Luther King Day, and there will be it will be broadcasted live at the convention center. So so yeah, anyone and everyone will be able to participate, which is something that we're really looking forward to. So that people aren't bound by geography, or they're able. We're really wanting to make this event really accessible as possible, because we believe that this is a really great moment for the city to celebrate.
It is.
We want to take those moments and give access to everyone who wants to participate in them, because it helps with the spirit. And I think that kind of goes along with our theme Just because there are these things that we're facing does not mean that we don't get to celebrate.
That's right. That's right. And especially in person,
In person,
together again, because the energy of that and that feeling of hope, but we're still rising up because we have that hope is so contagious when you get a bunch of people in one room. And that's something that we're still working on trying to get past on a screen. But at least I can imagine that there's going to be some really wonderful music. Alex, tell us about some of the participants that are going to be there.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't want to give too much away.
Don't give too much.
I don't want to give too much away, but one thing that we're looking forward to this year is bringing Janae Bridges. And so she is going to be one of our performers, and she's someone who I think is getting a lot of buzz in our community and honestly nationwide. She's been doing some really cool things. She's a principal at the Seattle Opera. She did some groundbreaking work at the Met recently, and she's going to be, we're thankful that she's going to be coming back to Tacoma to celebrate MLK Day with us.
So I have to say it because you came so close to saying it that I can't just leave it. So is she going to perform? Look at your face. If you invite an opera singer to an event, most of the time she's going to perform. We're going to leave it at that. How's that?
Yeah. Tune in and find out.
Tune in and find out. Show up and find out.
There you go.
There we go.
Either way.
So Jessica, let's talk about the prestigious Community Service Awards. First off, tell us what's the criteria, and then if you can, how many there are, and maybe who it is.
So we put out applications every year. They usually come out in the fall for people to apply, and you apply through the City of Tacoma. And then the CERT committee gets to review all of them, which, as you know, is a difficult thing to do. So we had some really great applicants this year, and we're actually changing it up a little bit and doing 2 Lifetime Achievement Awards.
Wow.
Yes, because we couldn't choose between 2 of these really amazing women who've done a lot of great work in the community. So we're very excited to honor them. It will be quite fun. Yes.
And you said 2 women. Now my brain is just like churning away thinking who this could be. I love that. So Jessica, in that vein, or actually I'm going to ask Alec, what's something special this year that we will not have seen before?
You know, we kind of brushed up against it already, but I really do think the fact that there's the hybrid model is really special.
Yeah.
For those who have gone to the event, you know that there's there's like a fair beforehand, and then there's the performances, and then there's these speeches, and there's these really compelling moments that kind of foster a sense of pride, a sense of spirit, things that get people excited. And I think that throughout COVID, throughout the pandemic, we weren't able to do that. So I think one thing that I'm really looking forward to this year is being able to share that, not with just the people in the room, but the city, and really having that accessible. And of course, there will be the performances that people always like to see. We have the speeches, and I think we're going to do the Black National Anthem. Of course, that's something that is also always we want to include. But yeah, I would say for me, I think the access piece is going to be really exciting.
I love that, because that's where, once you are connected with that feeling, then we ask you to take it out into the community and pay it forward. And that doesn't happen without music, without dance, and without sacred words being spoken at the podium. And it sounds like your committee has figured out the Holy Trinity of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Jessica, what else can you tell us about the event that we've not covered? Like, for instance, I talk about sacred words. Who will deliver the keynote speech?
Yes, so our keynote speaker this year is going to be Tafana Irvin.
Dr. Irvin?
Yes.
I love her.
She's the executive director of the Foundation of Tacoma Students and involved with the Graduate Tacoma in Education First.
She ever.
She has, and that's the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah. That's like the cherry on top of what she does.
That is the cherry on top, right. She's an amazing person, and actually Cecily Krosky, one of our board members who you love so much, she's been here a couple times. She's great. Yes, she thought that would be a really great energy to add to the show for the And Still We Rise, and someone who would be able to bring the message very clearly. So we're excited to have her.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And her background is so encompassing.
Right.
I mean, she steps into the heart and the soul and the mind of students.
That's right.
And repairs whatever's broken, and then gives them the wind beneath their wings and says, here, we are here for you.
Right.
And if that is not, still rising, I don't know what
Right.
is.
And that's exactly what we need right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have in this last 2 minutes,
Yeah.
I want to talk about, Jessica, the City of Destiny Awards coming up.
Yes.
Because when I walked out this morning, it felt like spring. And I thought, oh my gosh, it feels like spring. This isn't going to last very long.
No.
But in the springtime, we have the City of
In
Destiny
the
Awards.
springtime we do, and I'm so excited to bring that back again. We're actually, applications are open right now, so please go to the City of Tacoma's website, or you can look at LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram. You can find all of the links to nominate someone. So please do, anyone for anything. Do you know what, if you're making a contribution to the city, if you are changing someone's lives, or a small group's life, we want you to invite them to be recognized.
And this, give them a couple quick, short pieces of criteria. And I'll lead off with one. I've heard they cannot be paid for what they do for the city.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. And that is probably the biggest portion of the criteria. It does need to be volunteer work. So we are looking for people who volunteer their time to give back to the city.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, when you look at all those people who get nominated and their volunteer work reflects their professional work, you wonder how they ever sleep.
It is really hard too to read all of the applications. It's almost emotional.
It is
It's
emotional.
very triggering just to know that people do that they give up their time with their family, they give up their sleep, they will just breathe and eat and just go after their volunteer work is pretty spectacular.
It is, and sometimes we have people who are renominated again and again and again, because it's not just a 1 year flash in the pan, it is a lifetime of service. Thank you both so much for being here today and doing what you do for our great city, and I'll see you at the MLK
All right.
event.
Sounds
Wonderful.
good, Amanda.
All right, take care.
Thank you.
We have much more to come on Cityline. Don't go away. We'll be right back.